Peace, family. So now Jimmy Kimmel is off the air. A few weeks prior to that, it was Stephen Colbert, another comedian who criticized Donald Trump. And as opposed to being the adult in the room and going on to their formats, explaining your position, actually engaging in debate, what does Donald Trump do? He uses political leverage to get rid of these comedians, to remove them from their employment. ABC is owned by Disney, and Disney is trying to merge with another company. But in order to do this, they need federal approval. The other day when Charlie Kirk was assassinated or unalived, Jimmy Kimmel made a comment about it that the White House found offensive. So Donald Trump sent one of his minions, who he put in charge of the FCC, and basically made a statement to Disney: we could do this the easy way or the hard way. If you want this merger to go through, the easy way was to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel. The hard way is to go through the courts. So what did Disney do? They got rid of Jimmy Kimmel. You also had J.D. Vance actually appear on Charlie Kirk's show right after his unaliving. And he made a statement talking about if you hear anybody say anything negative about Charlie Kirk, report them and state who they work for. They'd want to. You have a governing body actually working harder to remove your rights, freedoms, and privileges, separate you from your employment than what they're supposed to be fighting for these things. And see, and the reason why this is going on is most people have no idea what a true system is. And if you was to ask anybody that define themselves as Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, if you pay taxes, what do you expect for the minimum in return for your economic contribution, your political activism, your participating in this system? What is the minimum standard that you expect in return? 90% of the people in here could not answer that question correctly. This is why this nonsense is going on today. And then you have whatever that woman is on the left, they call her AOC, when she's talking about the political climate and the violence that's happening. You having people being able to sit up on rooftops from 250 yards away and unalive, and not only people on the left but on the right and anybody else in the middle. So one of her brilliant suggestions is the fact that they want to now beef up security to protect politicians from political violence. You know, that is exactly how you encourage political violence. When you elect public officials and allow them to pass laws and legislation that goes against the benefit of the people, and in return you want to beef up security to separate the people from the politicians that they elected, that's how you encourage political violence. You see, the true form of political protection in any environment is passing laws and legislation that benefit the people, so that the politicians that the people elect can walk amongst the people without fear of retribution. But see, nobody want to discuss that, because see, that will put the government and to hold them accountable to the people. And see, this system of government that we have right now is 100% incapable of doing either that. And the fact of the matter is, you need a governing system to do that. Now, what's the difference between the two? what I'm going to tell you. A system of government is what we're up under right now. When this country fought to separate, well, to fight for the rights, freedoms, and privileges of the so-called slaves in 1775, whatever, immediately after that, in 1776, they certified the Constitution and the United States was born. You wrote this Constitution after you just fought this war, and you didn't regard the slaves at any aspect in the original Constitution. Not one sentence. You turned around and you elected George Washington, a slave owner. And you called those who aided and abetted him in his practice. You called them the founding fathers of this country. And you've carried their mentality all the way into now. There isn't no political action that's taken. You watch any C-SPAN, not ESPN, but C-SPAN, Fox, whatever. Somebody's going to mention the founding fathers. And now you want to beef up security because you are politicking over a 21st century people with 1700 mentality. Does that make any sense? But if you had a governing system that once you fought for the right, freedom, and privileges of those enslaved, you would have wrote a constitution that respected these people's rights. And as they evolved coming out of their slavery, you would have adjusted society to further accommodate these people. And you would have adjusted your system of government to accommodate all people. You see, when you have a system of government, it's a stagnated system that you wrap around the founding fathers of yesterday and want them to govern over the people today. And those founding fathers is going to disregard the slaves, disregard blacks, disregard the poor, and only benefit the people that have. A governing system does not do that. A governing system adjusts for the people. A governing system gives the people back something in return for their contribution, a minimum standard that they can expect in return for their economic and political activism. We are so far from that today, it's not even funny. And when I see elected officials today actually going out, you had Donald Trump's Attorney General saying that they are going to not only target people for hate speech, but go after them as well. We have people governing over our lives right now that's deciding how we come in this world all the way to how we go out this world, that has no idea what the laws are. Hate speech is free speech. You cannot attack hate speech and not strip the people of their First Amendment right. But I'm going to go over this and trust and believe we're going to get better by this. And we don't have to wait on no midterms or no next election to do this. We can make changes to protect our way of life right now. And I know looking at, I just can't imagine us doing nothing for the next 3 years and 4 months or whatever and see what kind of damage this man has done and then try to fix it. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna end this video here. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.